Welcome back to another Cryptical Airplane update on the Blaster 2 and building it. And I think the next step right now is to get everything out of the packaging and take a look at it. All right, there's the rudder, and just looking at the rudder, looks like it's really well done. There are no no serious defects. There's a little bit of a spider right there. Oh, sorry, I'm doing this upside down, so there's a little bit of a spider right there, but I mean, it's just a visual defect. Actually, you know what? That looks like a pencil mark now that I look at it. And here is kind of the deflection on my rudder. So not a whole lot of deflection, but it is a big rudder. I have a little packet of goodies here that I'm going to pull off, and I am going to save the packet of goodies for later, but it looks like I got lucky. Some of the blasters I've heard are coming with plastic servo covers for the wings, and mine has carbon fiber covers for the wings. And these are not cut out. This is all one piece, so this is obviously going to require some dremeling, and that's going to be a lot of fun to try to make that fit around my little servo openings. Other than that, there's some push rods and some other various bits of goodness in here that we'll get to later on. I'm trying to keep everything organized here, as organized as possible. I'm also trying to keep this moving along so I don't bore you too much. Yipes. Okay. I hate when I have tape sticking directly to my elevator. Oh, isn't that a beauty? Oh, look at that. That is just absolutely awesome right there. I bet that doesn't weigh anything. I bet that doesn't weigh anything at all. In fact, I think I'm going to have to hold this down to keep it from floating up off the table. I'm really not looking forward to crashing this airplane. I'm just really not looking forward to that at all. It's already cut. There's already a pocket here cut for it, for the all-flying setup. Basically, the entire stabilizer is going to move. Instead of having a separate fin instead of having a separate stabilizer and elevator, it's all one surface that'll move. Let's see what is next. I think next I'm going to try to get into the fuselage. And back on this end. There we go. It says on it, yellow. And there is the blaster fuselage, and boom. There's a little chip right here. Doesn't feel too bad. One thing that I was kind of disappointed with is the seam. The seam on this thing is really, this thing has a noticeable seam. It runs all the way down the boom. I mean, you're definitely not going to miss that seam, and it's pretty ugly. It runs all the way around the entire thing. You know, it's got a pretty good seam there. The nose just pulls right off to reveal your equipment tray here. This feels like it's been covered with something. Looks like fiberglass maybe. Top and bottom, it's been covered with something. And the boom terminates in there. Whoa, hey there. Losing pusher rods already. The boom terminates in there, pretty far in, you know, pretty far into the wing. The boom comes to right there. One thing I really like about this design is you don't have to deal with the whole you know, plug unplug thing. Some people use the switch jack to fire up their DLGs because the canopy is just such a pain to take off and put on. With this one, you just, you know, you can pop this off, plug in your battery, pop this right back on, and you got nothing out in the airstream. Also, one thing I read in the forum is that it's good to put a little bead of glue inside of here and then let the glue set so that the boom or the pod will go over the fuselage and it'll stay there by itself. It's already been done. This has already been done. I mean, just literally out of the box, and it's already been modded so it fits on there nice and tight. That is not coming off unless you're just a crazy gorilla thrower. And I know there's some crazy gorilla throwers out there. I'm not one of them. So you know, that's one less mod that I have to do. It's just something that's done right out of the box. All right. Get some stuff out of the way here. Move my fuselage and my tail feathers because I'm not going to be using those yet. We'll be using them obviously, but not yet. And I gotta figure out how to get into this this wing without destroying it. Alrighty then. That was surprisingly simple. I can feel it sticking in there. There we go, now she's clear. And that is my wing. Nice little red on bottom and yellow on top. Maybe I'll call this plane the hot dog stand. That appears to be the color scheme they went with. You Windows 3.11 users will know what I'm talking about, hot dog stand. The rest of you can go look it up if you like. Man, this thing is just amazing. Trailing edge is just, you can cut yourself on this trailing edge. Leading edge is done nicely. There's a little bit of a visible seam. You can see the extra carbon reinforcement that runs into the throwing peg. So it kind of ties in the entire wingtip area into the throwing peg. Little metal brackets right there. The ailerons are already reinforced here, and the elevator or the aileron servo pockets are already. It looks like they're cut. At least somebody started cutting them. I guess I'm gonna have to finish up cutting them with a knife, an X-Acto blade. Anyway, that was taking the blaster out of the box. Thank you for tuning in, and you know, stay tuned for more blaster building goodness.